We are the sexagenarian sages.
And we are here to bust the myths around sex and aging. And what are we going to talk about today?
Never too old for sex.
We know what society says.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's cute when older people cuddle and all that type of thing.
They're so cute.
But having sex? Yeah.
Gross. Gross is meow.
Yeah. Well, we're here to change that attitude because we know that older people are still interested in sex. We are. We know plenty of we know people in their 70s and 80s.
You know, there's an interesting quote from Ashton Applewhite. It goes something like this. I'll make the quote direct. We don't ask when people age out of singing or of eating ice cream. Why would we stop making love?
Yes. My opinion is we stop making love when we are ready to. I have an interesting statistic here. Whether or not they have an active sex life, nearly 2/3 of adults ages 65 to 80 say they are interested in sex, according to a national poll on healthy aging. And you had another stat that you wanted to mention briefly here.
You know, what's interesting is that the demographic where STIs is growing fastest are older adults, which tells us that they're having an active sex life.
Yep. And we'll do a separate episode on STIs.
Yeah.
So, question is, when do you want your sex life to end? Has it ended and maybe you want it back again? What can you do to keep your sex life healthy and vital as you grow older and perhaps your body is changing and you have some things that are challenging to you? I can speak about one challenge I ran into, and that was flexibility. I just couldn't get into the positions anymore. Things were uncomfortable. And this happened when I was still in my mid-50s. I started doing yoga. Yes, when I started doing yoga, it was a little bit challenging. So I did what I could. And over time, I gradually found more and more flexibility. And in fact, when I first started doing yoga, there's one particular move where you lift your leg up off the floor with the assistance of a strap to help hold it up. When I first started doing it, I could barely get my leg off the floor. I realized earlier this year, I'm getting my leg way up in the air without the assistance of the strap.
That's taken time, though.
It's taken time, but I was willing to put in the time because I saw the advantage of it.
Flexibility, the same thing holds for guys. For most of us guys, we don't grow up paying all that much attention to flexibility. So your body gradually becomes stiffer, becomes harder to do things. Yoga can do great things for men too. Yeah, I know. Yoga, I don't do yoga. It's not a guy thing. Well, I'm telling you that it's actually useful for your body, for creating your ability to be flexible physically during sex. Do it. Call it something else. You don't want to call it yoga?
Stretching.
Call it stretching.
There's another way that flexibility ties into your sex life. And that is, how do you define sex? One of the things that I found, and this is one of the things I had to overcome, is I had a very narrow view of what sex was. Sex was intercourse. It was tab A goes into slot B.
Penetration.
And love penetration, but there are times when that's not feasible. How else can you have a sex life? Or does it even have to include genital contact? I'll tell you, my definition of sex is much, much broader now than it was 10 years ago.
And as we go through our videos, we will talk about various techniques, various things that you can do that can still be erotic, sexual, that don't necessarily include or require penetration.
Mm-hmm. And that's part of adaptability.
Yep.
Another part of adaptability is you may need some aids and props. Do you know that there's furniture actually made to assist you in having sex? It can run the range anywhere from a big lounger to something as simple as a wedge pillow or a prop. And can you use those to help you have the type of sex that you want? Do you want to talk about fitness just a little bit?
Yeah, I'll talk about fitness. I'm also a running coach. And so I espouse cardiovascular fitness. It's important for your overall health. But you know something else? It's important for ED. Erectile dysfunction is often the result, not always, but often the result of poor circulation. If you increase your aerobic fitness, you increase your circulatory fitness. That's important for maintaining the ability to have an erection. Later on, we'll get into some anatomy and physiology in another video where we'll talk about how that actually works. But it's important that you have a body that functions well. And aerobic activity, walking, swimming, running, even golf will help. Do things that increase your cardiovascular fitness. It's important. And you can do that at any age.
Ladies, if you're older, you've probably been through menopause and run into sexual challenges because of that. There are things that you can do to help you maintain a healthy sex life even after menopause. One of the things I'm going to touch on briefly here, and I will do a longer video on it, is lubrication. We lose some of our natural lubrication when we go through menopause. Having an active and healthy sex life will help you continue to produce some natural lubrication. And there is no shame in using extra lubricants. There are many different types of lubricants out there. And as I said, I will do a separate episode where I'm actually going to show you different types of lubricants. I also want to address those of you who are not seniors yet.
You think this isn't going to happen to you guys? Huh?
Do what you can now to maintain your flexibility, to maintain your physical conditioning, so that you can have a healthy, vital sex life as you age. Don't do like at least I did and wait until I was in my mid-50s and had to get my conditioning built up and my flexibility built up. Start now.
Yep. Make it a lifelong habit so that when you do get to that older age, your body is in better condition to be able to do what you want it to do. Sex is part of that.
And I have one more thing I'd like to talk about in this episode. It's that I'm happy to see more and more depictions in the media, in movies, of older adults having normal, active sex lives. And it's just part of life, because that's what it is. Sex is a healthy, active way to enjoy life.
Yep.
Enjoy it to the fullest.
And it can provide some great connection.
Yes. Do you have anything else you want to say?
I think I'm complete for now.
Okay. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll be dropping a new video every week. If you'd like some additional assistance, contact us. We are sex coaches. We can help you regain and have that type of sex life that you want, where you have deep connection and mutual satisfaction.
Yep. Don't walk the path alone. Get some help if you need it.
It certainly helped us.
It did help us.
I don't think we could have done it alone. So, thank you for watching.
Hey, thanks for watching today, guys.